Greetings.
Hi.
Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
So warm in this friggin' room.
Yeah, we need a studio with a better fan.
Yeah, well, and that's the curse of streaming and whatnots. Is you can't have like the air conditioning on. You can't have a lot of stuff on. You just gotta kind of like ride it out. And it is warm AF today. Not like in the heat bubble that we had last year. That was atrocious.
Yeah, no.
But warm enough that the store had to have its air conditioning on, or else you would have had sweaty comics. No one wants that.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
we're not like other stores.
You out there, do you want sweaty comics? You tell us. Oh.
I did set it up.
Booty
So
boop boop boop.
I clicked.
Oh,
that.
I know why. I know why. Because it asked me to. It asked me if I wanted to re-up our connection with Facebook.
Oh.
It's on there now. No, and it's like I said, not your fault. It was when I logged in. It was like, hey, we lost your connection, and so it pulled it off. So that's not a you thing.
I mean, it was. I should have seen the same thing.
No, because it would have been after you clicked it. They didn't give you the notification. They gave me the notification. Anyways, Danica set this up tonight. She did a great job.
Oh my god.
She did. And I was very happy because I was running a little late setting things up and I was like, oh God, it's going to be one of those things where like the stream's just on now, whatever. Ha, LOL.
No,
but it was already there.
I am working from home on Tuesdays now, barring the days where the boys really need an extra hand at the store.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of finding little jobs that I can do to help Brandon and Andrew on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Because Tuesdays, just the way that they're structured with things coming in and the stuff that needs to be done is kind of like two people and then a third person in our experience, just kind of like it gets gunkier.
Hey guys, can I help? Hey guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Can I help? No. Go away.
Yeah, so
Except
Danica
they're
does
nice.
some social meds, as the kids say.
Yeah, I'm taking over setting up the social media for the week. So if the social media sucks in the next couple weeks, that's on me. I chose that. I chose this.
Say what?
Hey, that's awesome.
That's wild.
Sharik's here. Hi.
And yes, Andrew is right. And it's partly due to my my weird brain thing where I'm like, okay, so if the files are being done, I would rather it be on my shoulders for the good and the bad, basically. And so I tend to be less than helpful in terms of creating projects.
My allergies are really bad tonight, so I'm gonna be over here.
The wind did it.
Sorry.
No worries. I'm gonna press that button.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, no, I took a decongestant. It didn't do anything. So hopefully I don't bring this to work tomorrow. If I do, I will be working in the office alone.
Well, it's
That's
allergies.
fine. Like it is allergies. I'm just like I don't want to be sneezing on
modern connotations, basically.
people. Maybe I should close the window.
It might be, yeah.
I'll be right back.
That is true. It'd be very German of us. And yeah, Brandy also says we don't like 3 people on shipment day either. Yeah, it just gets a little messy, a little weird. But yeah, especially in this house in the morning, everybody is very snotty. I'm not exactly sure what it is. For me, I think it might be like my reaction to milk.
No.
Everything okay?
No, I just broke the glass.
Okay, one sec.
Oh, I shouldn't have gotten up. Was it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, everybody, we're going to pause for 2 secs, all right? Thank you. Howdy. Is this working? There we are. Everything's happening today. So, Danica's taking care of some glass. She has decided that she is not feeling too hot, but she's going to check in with us in a little bit here to just say hi and bye. And now, now my headphones are like, I don't want to do this. It's a good stream today.
I'm sorry, everybody. I broke a glass and I feel like hell. So I'm not doing too good. So I'm gonna just let Brandon. I asked Brandon to lead this show. I'm so sorry.
We're all gonna miss you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to blow my nose again.
Absolutely.
I really apologize. I hope I'm okay tomorrow. I just bad string of luck.
Pretty much. So thank y'all for sticking it out. I know it's not the same without Danica, but I'm gonna do my best to be a good substitute. So many well wishes. Hopefully we can show her some of these out and about. Hopefully she's checking she'll be checking the stream tonight if she can. But yeah, everyone's sending some awesome well wishes. Thank you so much. It's very appreciated. Yeah, just a water glass that a chair got pushed into, basically. Old water glass, big smashy. So took care of some stuff. When we opened the door, the cats were like, "Hey, I want to go into this place that has like a whole bunch of glass in it." We're like, hard pass. Let's do a hard skip on that one. And they're like, but I want it. So, but yeah, truly allergies, because like it kicked up when the wind and everything kicked up. It's hot, windows open, etc., etc. Good times. So, yeah. True. Absolutely. All right. So we've got stack to go through. It's not too bad. I'm going to do some quick stuffs, and you'll have to bear with me for a couple of the ones that I need more of a synopsis on because I haven't read them. But Milestones in History, you have this anthology series featuring a lot of the Milestone creators, a lot of people from television and different mediums contributing for history of Black people in general. So you have a nice cross-section of different stories with a lot of great different artists. I was very happy to kind of go through a lot of this and learn a bunch of stuff that I didn't know. Like, I was reminded from tweets that I didn't know about Juneteenth until 2 years ago, and I think that was a lot of people. And like, this year is a full-on federal holiday in the States. So sometimes it feels like we're learning from history, and then other times it just feels very tough. So there is that, which is fun. I think we're all learning. I think we're all growing and just trying to do our best, basically. So there's that. Yeah, Sean has been searching for art ops for a little while, and then managed to find some stuff after a hot tip. So that's cool. He's on a big Mike Allred kick, which is always a good kick to be on. We have from Tyler Crook and Tyler Crook, The Lonesome Hunters. I love the story about Tyler Crook just showing his portfolio to Mike Mignola after Guy Davis had left BPRD stuff, and Guy Davis left for good reasons. Like, he's a big contributor to that series. He wanted some little bit of scratch, a little bit of rights. Was told, hey, no thanks, and so he took a walk. A good thing to do, especially with a creator-owned series, and just in general. Make sure that you're being taken care of in life, especially when you know your worth. It's hard sometimes because, like, we know our worth in our heads sometimes doesn't match our worth in the real world. Anyways, auspicious for Tyler Crook, would never take this away from him. shows up at a convention with his portfolio, and Mike Mignola is like, would you like to do some BPRD? And things have kind of expanded from there. Just absolutely outstanding artwork. As it says here, from Russ Manning Award winning, which is like their newcomer award for the Eisners. And Harrow County co-creator Tyler Crook comes this supernatural fantasy about loss, power, and destiny. An old and out of practice monster hunter is hiding in hiding, crosses paths with a young girl that forces him to confront these chaotic creatures. As the beasts invade their tenement, they set off on a supernatural road trip to stop these ancient evils in a story that explores the ways that youth informs adulthood and how early traumas can haunt us in our old age. I don't know if there's anything in our modern anxiety that pops out from here. Who's to say, really? So that's good. Got a lot of comments here, some all red stuffs, and also there was that too, the Scott Alley of it all, who, and it's sort of one of those like, your heroes are also flawed, and it hurts sometimes to note it, but like the Gerard Way of it all, the Umbrella Academy, sort of like shelter also for Scott Alley, even after things it had to get to an untenable situation instead of one that could quote unquote be tenable. I don't like those things. Sean is also saying, I also read the first Young Liars by one of my faves, David Lapham. I love Young Liars. David Lapham wanted to do more. He got 3 arcs from it, and he wanted every story arc, because it's called Young Liars, to essentially tell you that everything you knew from the arc before was also a lie. So it just keep building in this progression of like, yeah, but and it has this wild energy to it. I really love it. It's like this take on like Walmart capitalism and I don't know, trying to survive, but just like with weird, absolutely kinetic, ballistic crime things happening. I'm very overcompensating because Danica's not here. She's the best. I love her. I don't know if you know this, but I think she's the best and I love her. So there's these things that happen, you know. We also have New Fantastic Four #1. This is one of what I call Marvel's retro series that takes place in a specific era of comics. This one is the New Fantastic Four, where, as you can see here, is your Spider-Mans, your Hulks, your Ghost Riders, and your Wolverines. Teaming up as the Fantastic Four. Were gone for a little bit, just a little bit. And Art Adams was on the book for a couple issues. To draw that, you have Nick Bradshaw doing the covers here, who is sort of like a modern Art Adams style artist who has his own take on it. But you also have Peter David on the writings. I believe Walt Simonson wrote the original one. That would have been cool. But if you're hitting some nostalgia buttons, you could do worse than Peter David for sure. A resounding endorsement. Seriously, I did get to read a little bit of a preview of this one as well, and it does hit those buttons from the issues that I read of this small story. It was a small story, and I have experienced it before because, you know, it's what you'll do. We've got Black Adam by Christopher Priest. That is what he's credited as in the book. I know he likes to go by Priest. And I believe Rafa Sandoval, but where am I going to get this? Yeah, good. Cool. So this coming out, of course, because there's a Black Adam thing coming out now, we have Christopher Priest, who managed to put together a 50 issue, and I'm going to say plus, run on Deathstroke in this modern era, which is really hard to do because Deathstroke is a very specific character, and even a Batman doesn't get 50 issues from a creator these days. It just doesn't happen. So that's a phenomenal run that was so good. He's taking his considerable skills and applying them to Black Adam. This is the creator who really built the modern idea of what Black Panther is, which inspired the movies. His sort of form of T'Challa, although the T'Challa in the movies is a little more affable, I would say. But Christopher Priest is really good at writing characters who are almost too smart for their own good, but in a way that's actually somewhat endearing instead of very off-putting. I really like the way that he approaches things, and you get a different experience here with, again, like T'Challa, a leader of a country in a superpowered world, sort of like doing some navigating in some geopolitical stuff that's happening. Absolutely adored this. I love Christopher Priest when he's doing stuff. So, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We have the Marvel Voices Pride issue for this year. As always, they have a whole bunch of really great creators as part of here. Christopher Cantwell, I love it. Danny Lore, Andrew Wheeler, Brittany Williams, Alyssa Wong, Stephen Byrne, Grace Freud, Scott B. Henderson. Wait a second. I think that's that dude that does all the stuff for Brain. I'm probably wrong about this. High Water Press with anyways, the Pride issue is from Marvel is a highlight of the year. A lot of their anthologies, I will say personally, I find to be a bit mixed, but the Pride one they tend to nail pretty hard. Same with DC. DC's Pride issue this year was absolutely phenomenal. And I love them. We have a Dark Crisis tie-in, Young Justice. There's a lot of folks excited about the return of Young Justice, as you should be if you have that in your heart. It was a series that meant a lot to people. It was a television series that meant a lot to people. And you have these characters returning here together. Or are they? Because something weird is happening, something with reality, something with multiverses. It's a crisis after all. And it's one of those things that'll hit you in a little bit of the nostalgias if you got some for Tim Drake, Casey Sandsmark, the 90s Superboy, and Impulse. So there's that to look forward to as well. We have Miles Morales and Moon Girl. One of 3 one-shots that are reintroducing Moon Girl to the Marvel Universe just in time for, I believe, next year is her, I want to say animated series, because it would be really hard to have a big old dinosaur on the TVs all the time. So she's going to be teaming up with a few different characters, I believe also Moon Knight and Wolverine. You might have heard of Wolverine. He is a slicey Canadian boy who is sometimes very angry. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to seeing Luna back here. I believe her name's Luna. Brain. Do the work thing sometimes and make sure you get the information right. Yeah, baby. That's because Moon Girl's amazing. Merrick has great taste. We have a reissue of Jurassic League. Number 1. This has sold really well. Way better than our Justice League sales, which I absolutely love. Darren Warren Johnson is co-writing with, I want to say Juan Gideon. Yes. There's a lot of vibrancy to a lot of Darren Warren Johnson's stories. Juan Gideon is the point person on this, but both of them together really create this absolutely fun story that works great for all ages and for grown-ass adults, because it's fun, but it has a little bit of that heft to it. That kind of, I don't want to say grounded, because it's not. It is bonkers all the way, but it just is very cohesive. That's what I'm looking for, and I really like how that goes. Robin, just because there is a delay in the comments, please do a comment specifically of which issue that you're looking for, and then I can make sure that happens for you. I very much appreciate it. So I'm super excited for this weird little one-off. Now, only 8 of the pages are kind of new stuff, but I read them, and my goodness, if you're feeling like journalism these days is sort of lacking a little bit of, I'm gonna say je ne sais quoi, because I'm fancy, little fancy man. We have Perry White. We have specifically Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen's boss, Perry White. That is the full title of this book that features Perry White in some of his greatest moments. As it says here, Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber return to the Daily Planet, not for Jimmy Olsen, but to celebrate his boss, Perry White. Then a journey through the past with more Fraction and Lieber. Brackets. These guys are everywhere, but specifically in Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen #1, which is reprinted here. Plus, Elliot S! ! Megan. I love him. Creator of Miracle Day for Superman. I would explain it, but I'm forgetting a lot of the details. I love Miracle Day. It's a big thing. And Kurt Swan, classic, from Action Comics 436 and 461. Neil Cleed and Dean Haspiel, a Superman 80-page giant, and a brief moment from Brian Michael Bendis and Ivan Reis from Superman #18. It really hit me in the heartstrings. Absolutely love it. It's a great package. Great stories. I feel like we need these days sort of like a very uplifting look at somebody who's like getting information and making sure that the information is correct. Perry White is the hero of our modern days, I would say. I look up to the man. I may not know him, but I look up to the man. Anyways, super excited about that. All right. I've got you down for that, Robin. And actually, right, I should be writing these down. Give me 2 seconds. And Mike, I'm not sure if you were getting the Jimmy Olsen, but everyone who was getting Jimmy Olsen at least has the book in their file, because I figured it would be mean otherwise. It's got more of that flair to it. And yeah, that's just kind of how we roll at Ye Olde variant editions. D D D D vamp vamp. D D D D D D vamp vamp. Doesn't want to vamp. Doesn't want to help me vamp. Thanks. Notepad thing that is not on paper. See, paper would have helped me out. These kids these days, with the newfangled machines, sometimes they're loading, and they don't want to help. Like a jerk. Going a little further here, just a little further. We have Illusion Witch from Behemoth. I love Behemoth in terms of their quality of their work and their paper and cover stock. The Illusion Witch tells the story of Adya Locke, a world-famous illusionist, traumatized by the loss of her father and son. She has become cold and disconnected from reality. Transported to, a fantasy world filled with magic and danger, Adya is paired with a talking quoll, a warrior, his son, and a powerful mage. Hunted by capitals, the Three, a wraith with monstrous intentions, Adya will face her inner demons while battling real-life monsters in her attempt to save herself and Sari. Something that we will have to dig into in our readings tonight. But in the meantime, I'm going to write down these Robin for Jurassic League. Brain. And Mike for Jimmy Olsen. Just in case. But yeah, that one was a quick solicit. It wasn't in the full solicit, so a lot of places might have missed that one. We've got our last single issue here, which is the issue of Silver Coin number 11, which is written by James Tynion, as the Silver Coin is a anthology horror series. It is called The Diner. It is horrific. My goodness. It got me right in the guts. It was a lot, but that is how that goes. So I'm very excited for folks to experience this, because like James Tynion is probably the biggest name in horror comics right now. Whether you like them or not, you can't deny that his impact is there, really like resonating in the bones of people right now. Now for the graphic novel stackies, we have You Are My Favorite Color. When you ask me why your skin is brown, I will tell you that you are my favorite color. I will tell you that your skin was decided long, long ago. Time was just waiting for you. So begins a mother's celebration of her children's brown skin, told through warm and vivid poetry, with sweeping descriptions of what brown skin means. It is a brawny bear whose paws knew the ground of its home, the sequoia tree that reaches up and touches the sun, the glossy shell of roasted chestnuts. This is a book that empowers as it embraces, and that reminds young readers that they have shades of color that only they can discover and express. As a uncle of young women whose skin tone does not match my own, I feel a little bit of this out in public, with a little bit of the eyes, and I can't even imagine what they'll end up going through, which really hurts me. We try and do our best to offer information and reshape the world into something more accepting. That is a big part of what we try and bring to Variant Edition, and just to put that out there. And it's things like this that we want to have in stock, to help people be more accepting, to help kids deal with things that they're going to have to deal with. And that's the hardest thing in the world, is listening to people talk about the conversations that they have to have with their kids, or in the case of one of our good customers, with his sister, in terms of, all right, so here's how you need to talk to cops. And that's not a thing that I need to talk with a lot of people. But sort of existing while not being white sometimes. As much as everyone has a hard time with life in general, there's modes to life. And this is something that I feel, especially when I hear the time that my sister and my brother-in-law, their family, got their house broken into. And as my sister's explaining to the cops what happened, and my brother-in-law comes home, and he is a black man in central Alberta, and the cops just move their hands towards the sides of their belts. Not doing that with my sister, but when my brother-in-law just walks into the room, he has done nothing. But this thing in their brain said, I don't like that. I don't want people to deal with that, but I want them to have the resources to accept themselves. Hey, it's a fun time with Brandon being solo. We have Expedition Backyard. It's time for adventure in your own backyard. When you go outside, you might see a flower, an acorn, a pigeon, a katydid, Katydid. I don't know how to pronounce that. Katydid. Join best friends Mole and Vole as they explore the world around them the same way you can. What's in your backyard? a lot of luscious art is what I'm seeing in my backyard. Flippy. Too much flippy. Not enough letting you drink in that brilliant arts. We also have Clementine Book 1 from Tilly Walden. This is the first release from the Skybound Comet line for young adults and the youths. This is outstanding that I got Tilly Walden for this. I listened to an interview of her on Off Panel where she talked about like doing this and at the same time working on a Tegan and Sarah graphic novel about more of like a regular high school life and balancing that with, teaching how to do comics as well. That she switches off with her partner at a institution, like, normal people things where you don't sleep at all, and are just like one of the greatest, finest creators of her generation. Whatever. On a perilous journey north, Clementine meets up with a handful of wayward teenagers attempting to build a walker-free settlement. But as friendship, rivalry, and romance begin to bloom amongst the group, the harsh winter soon reveals the biggest threat they face might be each other. A coming-of-age tale of survival, written and illustrated by two-time Eisner Award winner Tilly Walden, who has done Spinning on a Sunbeam and Are You Listening? 3 absolutely incredible books. Plus, we have an anthology of her earliest works with a special slipcase cover that you can only get from us in the Canadas, which is really cool. Love her. But yeah, Clementine, you might know from the Walking Dead video games, and this is her first full-on appearance in comics. There was a little taste in Skybound X #1 from a year ago, celebrating the 10th anniversary of Skybound. We have Mistress Mayhem #2. I love the first volume of this. This is one of my absolute favorites. We don't usually talk about #2s on here, but like, my goodness, Mischief and Mayhem, Born to be Bad was the first one. It's basically about this young girl who is very scientifically minded, but is told by heroes that you don't really have powers and you just do science stuff. So she decides to be a super villain and does a pretty good job of it. But also, like, after she takes on the heroes and stuff, she'd be like, hey, sorry about that, you want some cookies? And they'll like share cookies, because like, it's not really about being a bad person. It's about sort of being accepted in a lot of ways. Like, she's doesn't want to be evil. She just like is looking for meaning in her life. I love this book. She's got Talking Cat. They cause trouble as Mischief and Mayhem. The second volume's out now. I love it. We might have talked about it last week, because I seem to remember talking about Chunky last week and it came in then. But whatever, folks. We've got The Well. It has Ça suffit, c'est French flaps. Lichens' life on Archipelago is simple. Known to friends and family as Lizzie, she takes care of her grandfather and their goats. She flirts with the woman who helps row the ferry, and she stays away from the fog that comes in at night and the monsters hiding within it. But Lizzie's life comes apart when she steals a handful of coins from a sacred well to cover a debt. The well requires repayment, but it doesn't deal in coins. It needs wishes, and its minions will drown Lizzie in its depths if she doesn't grant them. Lizzie finds herself on a quest to uncover hidden memories, bestow great wealth, and face the magical secrets that nearly destroyed her family and that are now returning to threaten everything she has ever known. Jake Wyatt and Chu have created a modern fable based in magic and family secrets, exploring the power and limits of wishes. This very much feels to me sort of like a more in its fables version of the magic fish from Trungles that came out a couple of years ago. That was one of my favorites. I love a good kind of fable-based story. I think folks are going to get a lot of this, and Jake Wyatt is extremely talented. I believe they did some art on some early Ms. Marvel issues as well. We have Glamorella's daughter, Comet, the neurodiverse daughter of Earth's greatest defender, yearns for a quiet existence with towers of books and the occasional game night at her friend's house. Her mom, Glamourella, savors the thrill of adventure, the heat of battle, and the glitzy soirees that come with superheroics. While Glamourella navigates keeping the world safe and dealing with her super scientist ex, Comet does her best to withstand the trials of middle school. When people start disappearing through a portal to another universe, Glamourella and Comet will have to figure out how to work together to save both of their worlds. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. It's Joan Jett and the Black Arts, baby. A double-sided book. I Love Rock and Roll and The Bad Reputation. Hitting a couple different, my brain went stanzas, hitting a couple different stanzas, like I'm a fancy man, using fancy words, which I suppose I am today. I want to give you a little more than what I just did, and I hope that these sites don't do me wrong, but we'll see. I've been betrayed before. Solicitations. Yeah. You're not giving me a lot extra here. Solicitations. I do love the art in this. You know what? This is out in bookstores, traditional bookstores. I can show you this. Some pretty gorgeous stuff. Yeah, flip it. Yeah, flip it. Because they had two big stores. Comics' biggest talents come together to form an exciting all-woman team of creators to bring you stories to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Joan Jett's seminal albums. Bad Reputation and I Love Rock and Roll hit audiences like an atom bomb, defining a sound that became a soundtrack that would span generations. And now, celebration of the 40th anniversary of these seminal albums, you said that. An unparalleled team of women creators, you said that. Bring these songs to life as 20 stories. Z2, you do interesting projects. You need better solicitations. Because we are very excited to read this, but you told us nothing except for ladies. Do ladies do the comic books? Yes, they do. Thank you. Good job. We have Justice League Last Ride, an out-of-continuity jaunt from Chip Zdarsky and Miguel Mendonça. Probably going to get that wrong. Probably put a little too much flair on the first name because I am overcompensating. Can a disbanded Justice League forgive murder? To bring a murderer to justice. Once the Justice League was the most popular collection of superheroes, powerful collection of superheroes in the universe, but an unthinkable tragedy within its ranks caused Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to go their separate ways, leaving the League broken and disbanded under a veil of anger and mistrust. Now, against the backdrop of the universe's greatest murder trial, can the League reconcile the past before they're eradicated by the greatest villains in the cosmos? Learn the shocking truth about why the world's greatest heroes called it quits in an unforgettable story by Chip Zdarsky and artist Miguel Mendoza. I would say I'm better than this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Just try my best. Anyways, Chip Zdarsky absolutely killing it on anything that he touches these days. His Daredevil run is probably my favorite of all time. That's saying something because I've loved a lot of Daredevil runs in my day. His run in the Batman Urban Legends, the first 6 issues that he did with the Red Hood, made me care about the Red Hood. And the Red Hood, in my opinion, sucks. That is my opinion. I know a lot of people who really, really like that character, and it's just not somebody who's connected with me in terms of like where they're coming from, their attitude and all that kind of stuff. But like it really dug into my heart and got me going there. And his Batman the Night has been absolutely phenomenal. He's taking over Batman in a few short weeks, and all of these projects that he's done for DC have really just built him to the point where when they offer you Batman, that's huge. That's saying like, we think you're the person to drive our entire business right now, because that's what Batman does for DC. It's the core. It was until DC moved away from Diamond. It was what Diamond based their entire sales system on. They would put Batman in 1.00 in terms of if things sold better, if things sold worse. That was their index point because of how solid it has been throughout the years and as a measuring stick for the entire comics industry. So the entire comics industry for quite some time was based off of, in some form, how Batman did. Wild stuff. Anyways, that is the pedigree of this book. It was great. I have read all of this now. And Chip's just a good dude. He's a good dude. He's a good writer. We have the Midnighter Complete Collection that has all of Midnighter 1 to 12 and Midnighter and Apollo 1 to 6, including also stuff from DC Cybernetics Summer #1 and DC Pride #1 that has just every little morsel in here. From the Steve Orlando Penn series, I want to say ASO, who knows? They do, for sure. Did the bulk of the first 12 issues. Fernando Blanco came in and did some also phenomenal work. I love this. I love this book. It's so good. From a site that I work for, a pull quote, the postmodern gay superhero, we deserve someone who isn't isolated from the struggles that queer people face from society, but doesn't let those problems isolate them. And that's really a lot of what Steve Orlando brings to a lot of his stories, is an experience that is both acknowledging the problems of our times that people face, and also not letting those problems be isolating. This is a absolutely fantastic run. Meet Midnighter, the man who will fight. Meet Midnighter, the man with a fight computer implanted in his brain, who can calculate a million different ways to take out his enemies before they can even blink. Newly single after a recent split from his longtime beau Apollo, Midnighter is looking for some bad guys to beat up and a new shot at love. But first, he'll have to deal with the repercussions of a break-in at the God Garden, the place that created him. Someone has stolen the garden's black science tech and is using it to create weaponized folklore. Furthermore, they've stolen information about Midnighter's true identity, information the violent vigilante wants back. So yeah, that's some stuff's happening in here. There's more. There's so much more, because this is a thick boy book for thick boys. Feeling a little self-conscious today, but these things happen. We have Aquaman The Becoming, featuring the Future State, Aquaman 1 and 2, and Aquaman Becoming Series 1 to 6 from Brandon Thomas, telling Jackson Hyde's story in the modern era. Jackson Hyde, aka Aqualad, finally has it all. Mentors who support him, a community that loves him, and an honest relationship with his mother, and access to Aquaman's private training facility in Atlantis. He had it all until the very training facility and half of the Atlantean palace got blown to Kingdom Come with Jackson inside. Now Jackson stands accused of wrecking the life he had worked so hard to find and build, as a mysterious new villain stalks him from the shadows. Aqualad is going to need all of his skills, wit, and cunning just to prove his own innocence, let alone inherit the name Aquaman. We also have Crush and Lobo, both of these books released very specifically in June to hit Pride Month, baby. Crush is amazing, by the way. And this one's written by Mariko Tamaki with Amansi Anafuelen and Tamra Bonvillain. Crush is doing just fine, actually. Sure, she effectively quit the Teen Titans in a blaze of glory, and yeah, her relationship with her girlfriend Katie is kind of on the rocks if you want to get all technical about it. And she just found out that her dad, and not so dearest Lobo, is in space jail and wants to work on their relationship. Ugh, gross. Okay, so maybe Crush has some stuff. But running away to space to confront her dad is probably not the best way to deal with it, especially when that confrontation ends with Lobo busting out of space jail and leaving Crush behind in his place. It's probably going to be fine, though, and this creative team is going to tell you all about it. It was all fine. All right. Tales of the City, a classic of the LGBTQ literature that has become a cult sensation. San Francisco, late 1970s. At 28 Barbary Lane, Anna Madrigal runs a boarding house. She welcomes people who have nowhere to go, the misfits. This matriarch is known for her unending kindness and her superb marijuana crop. Enter Mary Ann Singleton, a prudish, naive young woman who has escaped her dull Ohio hometown for San Francisco. She settles in with her other fellow tenants, Michael Mouse, a personable young gay man, Brian Hawkins, an incorrigible Don Juan, and Mona Ramsey, a young hippie-ish bisexual. Little does this group know that they will soon form a dear family together. This is the beginning of a humorous, heartfelt saga between the summer of love and the appearance of AIDS in the city of sexual freedom. The heroes of this enchanting group have been enjoyed by millions of readers worldwide. The novels have been translated into 10 languages and sold over 6 million copies. And the title has been adapted on TV for BBC and a limited series in Netflix and theater, and now in graphic novel form for the first time. We also have Our Colors from Gengora Tagami, the Eisner Award author of My Brother's Husband, which is a heartbreaking tale of a young man who has recently lost his spouse, whose brother comes to visit to essentially say goodbye. This brother has not been readily accepting of his brother's lifestyle and the connection that they form based on this hole that they're feeling. It's big, and this is another book from that creator. Set in contemporary suburban Japan, Our Colors is the story of Sora Itoda, a 16-year-old aspiring painter who experiences his world in synthetic hues of blues and reds. Governed by the emotional turbulence of being a teenager, he wants to live honestly as a young gay man in high school, but that is not acceptable in Japanese society. His best friend and childhood confidant Nao, a young woman whom everyone thinks is, brackets or should be, his girlfriend. And it would be the easiest thing to play along. She knows he's gay, but knows too how hard it is to live one's truth in their situation. Sora's world changes forever when he meets Mr. Amayimi. Amayama. I'm getting that wrong. I'm sorry. A middle-aged gentleman who is the owner and proprietor of a local coffee shop and who is completely, unapologetically out as a gay man. A mentorship and friendship ensues, and Sora comes out to him and agrees to paint a mural in the shop, and Mr. Amamiya counsels him platonically about how to deal with who he is, but it won't be easy. Mr. Amamiya paid a high price for his freedom of identity, and when a figure from his past suddenly appears, it becomes a prime example of just how complicated life can be. I'm seeing your comment about Black Adam, Mike. I think you're going to enjoy it. And finally, we have Gentleman Thief, Arsène Lupin. I think I'm saying that right. Discover the adventures of the original world-famous gentleman thief who inspired generations of charming scoundrels and gallant anti-heroes in fiction and film over a century. One of the greatest classics of French detective literature, this first collection of short stories by Maurice Leblanc is visited in a beautifully illustrated edition by celebrated artist Vincent Amelier. So yeah, this is the original stories. This has a lot of prose in it, but a lot of gorgeous art as well. And I'm actually really looking forward to digging into here because like this is my kind of stuff. Some fancy crimes, doing some fancy crimes. It is always I really like it. All right. Give me 2 secs. Got a big pile here. All right, folks, let's see. Whoa! It is that time of night where I look through our magic mirror and see all of you fine people out there watching. And I let you know that we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being here. My lovely ghost wife. She's right here. Actually, maybe she's out there. Who knows? But I also see you and I appreciate you. Whether you're here or here. Don't be a ghost, though. I like you around more. It's appreciated. I know I'm supposed to die first. These are rules. I get it. All right. But I'm gonna go back. And see. Ooh. Look out there. I see Sean. Hi. I see Aaron. Hello. I see Andrew. I see Sharik. Thank you. I see the one and only Foley. Holding it down. I see Brandy. Our condolences and our love sent across the internet. We send great thoughts. I see Robin. Thanks for checking in. I see Mike. Hi, Mike. And I see Ben. And Ben, you're right. That Lupin looks astounding. The art in it is so good. Magnetic Press puts together some really good stuff. Whoop. This is technically out tomorrow, so I can't actually show interior pages. But just picture those stories with this art just sort of like dropped in. Absolutely gorgeous pieces. Yeah. Very cool. All right. So that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for dealing with me by myself. I know it's not anyone's ideal, but I appreciate you being here and helping us out. We will be in store tomorrow with our new fancy security system. I know that's not anything that anyone would experience or get to know, but I'm very happy about it because it's just better. All right. Thank you all for watching. We'll talk to you all again soon. And hope you have a great evening and rest of the week. Heck, even the rest of the year. You know what? Let's blanket cover it because you're here now. You're going to have a great rest of the year. You're welcome, I guess. All right. Bye.